Hello everyone, my name is Jason Parker. Welcome back to this channel about magic. Today I'm reacting to a magician named Giacomo Bertini on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. He's a magician from Florence, Italy, which by the way is an amazing city that I visited a couple years ago. In fact, I'll share you a few of my vacation photos after the reaction. Stay tuned for that. You didn't know you were going to be getting travel advice in this video, did you? Also, by popular demand, I'm going to show you a magic trick now because people were complaining in the comments. Jason, you haven't actually shown us any magic. Well, fine then. Here we go. Time for some magic. By the way, you can see I'm 100% committed to YouTube. This was actually a birthday gift from my girlfriend, so here is the magic trick. We have two rubber bands here. We've got a red one and a yellow one. If we can only get the camera to focus, that would be wonderful. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take this red one. I'm gonna lay the yellow one across the top, just like this. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if I could just push and one rubber band would go right through the other? That'd be cool, right? You ready? You wanna see that? Okay, here it goes. Push, and one rubber band goes straight through the other. It's a magic. Okay, seriously. So, if I put the one rubber band on top of the other, yeah? And if I bring them close together, like this, and actually have them touch, hopefully you can see this well, then they just actually attach to each other. You can see on both sides, they're stuck on there. And in order to get them to come off, you gotta do a little shaky. 1, 2, 3. And now they are detached. It's a magic. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a little something extra. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see what Giacomo Bertini has to offer us. I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name too badly. Let's do this.
Hi, I'm Giacomo Bertini from Florence, Italy. Quando ero giovane giocavo a scacchi e ho studiato per prima volta un libro che insegnava un sistema per gli scacchi. E così ho pensato, quando sono cresciuto, che mi sarebbe piaciuto trovare un sistema per la magia. E ora, adesso, dopo 40 anni, ho potuto sviluppare il mio sistema e avere un libro che spiegasse il mio sistema per la coin magic. Il black hole è una cosa magica perché nessuno sa cosa c'è dentro. Quindi ho creato una magia con un buco nero perché quindi voglio fare qualcosa con il black hole per poter stupire Penn and Teller. So, if they read my book, I will try to fool them.
Cool.
Here with two randomly selected hosts, the coin magic of Giacomo Bertini.
Wow. Okay, so I'll just give you my thoughts real quick. So definitely what he's doing is considered a classic of magic, if you know what I'm talking about. There's a certain move that I believe he's doing, but he's doing it incredibly well. I haven't seen anyone doing it that naturally or so fast as him. In fact, usually this move is done as a false transfer, not as a vanish, but he's so fast, he's actually doing it like a vanish, like an effect. And I consider that to be very impressive. Anyway, let's go ahead. This is really interesting. That's called hand washing, when a magician shows his hands are completely clean and then grabs a coin out of nowhere. It's a hand washing move, and it looked really good. I don't even know where he had that coin. He seems to be using the same move in various ways, but it's very powerful how he uses it. It's really nice.
Giacomo Bertini! Oh, that was beautiful.
All right, now before we hear what the judges, Penn and Teller have to say, let me give you my thoughts. So yeah, he's definitely getting a lot of mileage out of this classic move for coin magic. In addition, he's using the one-ahead principle that's often used with coin routine, especially where he makes the coin vanish onto the black hole and then it jumps out of the bottom, for example. But the interesting thing about this magician is that he is so good at this classic move. I was studying a little bit of coin magic before from this guy David Roth, who had some videos, and he is considered to be a master of coin magic, but this right here, I've never seen someone do this move so quickly and so perfectly. Like I said before, to actually use this move as a vanish is very impressive. Now, as far as those black discs appearing at the end, I actually didn't see it. It seemed like a bad camera cut because he was holding coins, and then by the time the camera kind of panned back down, we just saw these 4 black circles on the mat. So I feel like we didn't get to enjoy that at all. Thought there was one more thing I wanted to say. What was it? Anyway, maybe it'll come back to me later. Let's hear what Penn and Teller have to say.
Thank you.
Oh, and I was torn between watching what you were doing and watching Teller's face. He was in awe.
Mi fa molto piacere essere qui.
It's a pleasure for me to be here with you guys.
Penn and Teller.
With Penn and Teller, it's an honor.
You must work so hard to be that good at coins.
Sì, uso solo le mie mani.
I use only my hands to do these tricks.
Sì, senza trucchi.
There's no other thing but my hands.
Poi ho fatto anche un libro, è uscito anche un libro.
I recently wrote a book about my technique, my own system.
Are you afraid that Penn and Teller may have read that book?
È da un mese e mezzo, è uscito 2 mesi. Via vicino.
The book was written like a month ago, so I don't think they read that.
All right, well, let's see if Penn and Teller can spot your special techniques. Penn Teller.
Boy, coins are hard to do. And there is amazing just handling, and there are innovations there that we've never seen before, just stuff that you made up. Most people do coin routines sitting at a table. You did it standing at a table, which makes it much, much harder. And the strength in your hands, or especially certain muscles in your hands, is something like we've never seen before. Just a beautiful routine and just beautifully done. Now, you had us sitting at the table, and having us that close to you at those angles was just one of the bravest things I've ever seen. I don't think anyone in the audience caught anything. We caught a few things, and except for your innovations, and forgive me for this, I want to get all stereotypical on you, but I'm guessing you're Italian somewhere. in your ancestry.
Dice che
And in the United States, that sometimes brings to mind The Godfather 2. And of course, in The Godfather 2, one of the major characters was Hyman Roth. But I think in your Godfather, that a lot of the credit would go to David Roth as opposed to Hyman Roth. It was a beautiful routine, gorgeously done. We saw a few things from the angles we were at. I think you have a pretty good idea what you do, but boy, I haven't seen anyone do the stuff you're doing better.
So it looks like they figured it out?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Giacomo Bertini.
Okay, I remembered what I was going to say, and I can give you my closing thoughts now also. With this classic coin move, it's something to learn how to do it with just one coin, but I believe he was doing it with multiple coins without them making a noise against each other, which is even more impressive. Fellow magicians, is that what he was doing? Did he have multiple coins in that same location? Second thing, it was really cool to hear Penn talk about David Roth, because that's exactly what came to my mind when I was watching this routine. Third thing, I totally agree with Penn when he says coin magic is very difficult. In fact, a lot of magicians, myself included, you know, when you first get into magic, you try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I tried some coin magic and I went to cards because to me, the return on investment for card magic is much higher. Yeah, coin magic can be very rewarding as well, but it's just very difficult. So I think some magicians end up shying away from coin magic. Fourth thing, I did a quick Google and you can buy this book from Giacomo Bertini. It's called his System for Amazement. You'll find it on Penguin Magic, for example. Apparently it costs $80, but it comes with a DVD as well. That's right, sometimes learning magic can be incredibly expensive. I'm not saying it's not worth it, it probably is, but I'm just letting you in that magicians end up spending a lot of money to buy effects and learn things. Fifth thing, I kind of felt like Giacomo deserved to win the Fool Us trophy. Sure, I guess Penn and Teller are familiar with all the different kinds of coin sleight of hand that exist, but maybe the rules should have been something like, if you lost track along the way and you didn't know where the coins were at any given time, then they should have been considered fooled. Because otherwise, I think it would be really difficult for a coin routine to classify as fooling them. Don't know why I'm doing all these air quotes suddenly. And number 6, I promised you I would share a few photos from when I visited Florence, Italy a couple years ago. And here we go. As you can see, it really is a beautiful place. I visited several cities in Italy when I was backpacking around through Europe, and Florence was probably my favorite location. Especially the Duomo, this huge cathedral is just great to take pictures of from the outside. And you can make a reservation, climb up to the top, and get great views like this. Anyway, that's my quick review of Florence, Italy. You're welcome. Normally I would stop the video here because I already did a magic trick at the beginning of the video, and usually it's either a magic trick or Aesop's Fable. But I'm thinking about you, and we're gonna do an Aesop's Fable anyway. You know what? This one has a nice picture. Let's just do it. For those of you following along at home, this is chapter 156, The Grasshopper and the Ants. One fine day in winter, some ants were busy drying their store of corn, which had got rather damp during a long spell of rain. Presently up came a grasshopper and begged them to spare her a few grains. "For," she said, "I'm simply starving." The ants stopped for a moment, though this was against their principles. "May we ask," said they, "what you were doing with yourself all last summer? Why didn't you collect a store of food for the winter?" "The fact is," replied the grasshopper, "I was so busy singing that I hadn't the time." "If you spent the summer singing," replied the ants, "you can't do better than spend the winter dancing." And they chuckled and went on their work. They chuckled and went on with their work. I almost made it through without a mistake. Almost. Alright, so what does that mean? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. This is like the story we've all heard as children. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this is a cartoon that I saw as a child with a grasshopper, and he was outside in the snow looking in through the window of a house to this warm setting with a family eating food. Does anyone know what cartoon this was? Was this a Disney cartoon? Anyway, this has kind of been a principle that I've always thought of my whole life, which is that you have to work and you have to save, because there's going to be times in life when you're going to need that food / money / whatever saved up. So you got to be responsible and do that work ahead of time. You have to be prepared. So yeah, I guess this was kind of an obvious story this time, nothing too thought-provoking. They can't all be thought-provoking. or winners. Comment below if you thought this was obvious or if you think it's something that people today need to relearn. Also comment what you thought about that rubber band magic trick I did at the beginning. I'm curious to know if you thought it was cool or not. Don't worry, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Well, maybe you will. And if you want to see more videos like this, I do a lot of magician reactions, so make sure to subscribe. I also make magic tutorials so you can learn something. Check for the playlist on my homepage. If, and only if, you enjoyed this video, make sure to completely annihilate the like button. And that being said, I'll see you next time.